Be me, 26 years old, junior sysadmin, certified basement dweller, social skills comparable to a wet sponge. Name is Leslie. Parents wanted a unique name. Ended up cursing me with ambiguity. Work at a mid-sized tech firm in Seattle. Corporate culture is 90% buzzwords, 10% actual work. Spend most days in the server room, avoiding eye contact and fixing printers. For people who make 3 times my salary. One Tuesday morning, check email. Urgent, mandatory attendance confirmed. Heart rate spikes. Did I delete the production database again? Open email. Dear Leslie, congratulations. You have been selected to represent the IT department at the annual Empower Her, Future Female Leaders Summit. Excuse me, what? Read it again. HR definitely sorted by first name and just assumed. Panic exe. Reply immediately. Hi, I think there's a mistake. I'm a male human being. I have a beard, please remove me. Get automated reply. Ticket received. HR is currently away on a mindfulness retreat. Walk to HR office. Door locked. Note on door. Manifesting our best selves back Monday. The summit is this weekend. Boss walks by. Good job stepping up, Les. We need more representation. Don't embarrass us. Tries to high-five me, misses. Hits the doorframe. Walks away. MFW. I have to go to a women's empowerment retreat or risk insubordination. Fast forward to Friday. Arrive at fancy hotel downtown. Lobby is decorated in 50 shades of pastel pink. Banners everywhere. Break the ceiling, GRLBOSS energy, slay the day. I am wearing my best hoodie and jeans. Immediately regret every life choice. Check in at registration desk. Lady looks at me, looks at ID, looks at list. Leslie. Yeah, look, there was a mix-up. Oh, we have you listed as a male ally observer. How progressive of you. She hands me a lanyard. It is neon purple. It says he4SHE in glitter text. I want to die. Walk into the main ballroom. 500 women in power suits. The energy is terrifying. Feel like an NPC who wandered into a max-level raid dungeon. Find a seat in the back corner. Trying to blend into the wallpaper. Speaker on stage is yelling about disrupting the paradigm. Everyone cheering. I'm just looking for the free snacks. Suddenly, chair next to me moves. Someone sits down. If she says synergy one more time, I'm going to throw this pen at her forehead. Look over. It's a girl. Sharp blazer, messy dark hair. Eyes that look like they haven't slept since 2019. She's scrolling on her phone, not even looking at the stage. I whisper back. I think she's about to pivot to holistic growth. Speaker immediately says, we need holistic growth strategies. Girl snorts. Actually suppresses a laugh. Looks at me for the first time. Raises an eyebrow. You look like you're being held hostage. I'm Leslie. HR algorithm got confused. She looks at my glittery name tag. I'm Mara, marketing. My boss sent me here to soften my edges. Are your edges sharp? I made a grown man cry because he used Comic Sans in a client deck. Based. She smirks. We spend the next 2 hours heckling the speakers quietly. It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but for corporate feminism. Lunch break. Buffet line is a war zone. Mara grabs 2 plates, hands me one. Stick with me, tech boy. I know how to navigate a salad bar crowd. We sit outside on the patio to escape the networking noise. Start talking properly, expecting her to be super political or aggressive. Instead, she's just tired. Tells me she works 60-hour weeks. Does the work of 3 people. Gets passed over for promotions because she's too aggressive, while the guys are called assertive. I listen. Usually, I roll my eyes at the stuff online. Gender pay gap isn't real, threads on Paul, etc. But listening to her explain how she trained her new male manager, who knows less than her, kind of hits different. She asks about me. I fix things, mostly Layer 8 issues. Layer 8. User error. The problem exists between the keyboard and the chair. She laughs. Actual genuine laugh. Changes her whole face. Cute PNG. So Leslie, what's your take on all this? Gestures to the pink banners. I think paying $5,000 for a ticket to hear rich people tell you to work harder is a scam, regardless of gender. She points a fork at me. You, I like you. Afternoon session. Breakout groups. Oh God, no. Facilitator announces. Find a partner. We are going to practice radical empathy. Everyone scrambles. I freeze. Myra grabs my arm. You're with me, don't make it weird. Exercise involves staring into each other's eyes for 2 minutes. Without talking. Most awkward experience of my life. Staring at Mara. Notice she has little gold flecks in her eyes. Notice she smells like coffee and expensive vanilla. Heart rate increasing. Social anxiety flaring up. She's holding eye contact like a champ, but I see a little twitch in her lip. She's trying not to laugh at my panic face. Timer ends. We both exhale. You look like you were rebooting, she says. Blue screen of death, I admit. It wasn't that bad. Next exercise, share a vulnerability. Facilitator walks around with a microphone. Oh God, please no. Some guy named Brad stands up. He's the only other guy here. Wearing a "this is what a feminist looks like" t-shirt. Tight jeans, man bun. I just want to say, Brad says, voice trembling performatively, that I am sorry for the patriarchy. I am here to learn. Receive applause. Myra leans over. I know him. He interrupted me 5 times in a meeting last week to explain my own slides to me. The duality of man, I whisper. She covers her mouth to hide a giggle. Seminar ends for the day. Networking mixer at the hotel bar. I try to escape to my room to play Steam Deck. Mara intercepts me. Nope, you are my shield against Brad, come on. Drag to bar. Order whiskey, neat. She orders a beer. Not a cosmopolitan, I joke. If I drink anything pink today, I will vomit. We find a booth. Alcohol lowers the firewall. We start talking about real stuff. Not work. Video games. Turns out she was a hardcore WoW raider back in the day. Horde or Alliance? I ask, testing her. For the Horde, obviously. I'm not a child. Marriage material detected. We talk for hours. She complains about the pressure. Everyone expects you to be a girl boss, a mother, a supermodel, and a therapist all at once. I just want to sit in my underwear and eat nachos. I do that every weekend, I say. God, I envy you men sometimes. The bar is so low you can trip over it. Hey, we have struggles too. Sometimes the pizza delivery takes 40 minutes. She kicks me under the table. Idiot. But she's smiling. Brad approaches the table. Ladies and Leslie. Smarmy grin. Mind if I join? I'd love to get a female perspective on my crypto startup. Mara's face goes stoic instantly. The light leaves her eyes. Actually, Brad, Leslie and I were just discussing the complexities of. She looks at me, panic in eyes. Linux kernel compilation, I say. Yeah, Mara nods. Super technical, you wouldn't be interested. Brad looks confused. Oh right, well, carry on. Leaves. Mara exhales. You saved my life. I accept payment in nachos. We end up ordering nachos. Stay up until 2 a.m. talking. About childhood, about expectations. I realize I had this image of feminists as angry blue-haired Twitter users. But Myra is just normal. Frustrated, smart, funny. And she treats me like a person, not a project. Walk her to her room. Standing in the hallway. Awkward silence returns. So, she says, thanks for not being Brad. Thanks for not being a buzzword generator. She looks at me. Steps closer. You're actually pretty cool for a sysadmin. You're okay for marketing. She leans in. Kisses me on the cheek. See you tomorrow, ally. Door closes. Stand there for a minute. Touch cheek. System overload. Go back to my room. Stare at ceiling. Am I woke now? No, just down bad. Day 2. Final day of the summit. The grand project. We have to break into teams and solve a structural issue in the workplace. Present to a panel of judges. Mara and I team up immediately. Brad tries to join us. I have great ideas about how women can smile more to be approachable, Brad says. Mara looks ready to commit a crime. I step in. Actually, Brad, we're doing a study on unconscious bias and interruption patterns. We need a control subject. Can you sit over there and not talk for an hour? Brad looks offended but leaves. Mara high-fives me. Okay, what's our project? She asks. Let's automate the HR diversity reporting system, so nobody has to manually fill out these stupid spreadsheets ever again. Her eyes light up. Can we actually do that? I can script it in Python in like 30 minutes. Do it. I'll make the slide deck look like $1 million. Montage sequence. Me coding furiously on laptop. Her designing graphics and refining the pitch. Perfect synergy. She brings me coffee. I fix her Wi-Fi connection. We are a machine. Presentation time. Other groups present things like more plants in the office and office yoga. Brad presents why men should lead women's groups. I wish I was joking. Our turn. Mara takes the stage. Commands the room. Charisma stat maxed out. Explains the problem. Wasted time on performative metrics. Then introduces the solution. And now, my technical lead, Leslie, will demonstrate. I stand up. Usually I'd vomit from nerves. But I look at her. She gives me a subtle nod. I plug in the laptop. Run the script. It pulls data, sorts it, generates the report in seconds. Crowd gasps. We just saved the company 400 man-hours a year, I say into the mic. Person hours, Mara corrects, gently smirking. Right, person hours. Standing ovation. Even the HR lady is crying. We win the Innovation Award. which is a plastic trophy, and a $50 Starbucks card. But it feels like a victory. Summit ends. People packing up. I'm standing by the exit, feeling kind of sad. Back to the server room tomorrow. Back to being invisible. Myra walks up, carrying her bag. So, that was less terrible than expected. I'd give it a 6/10. Points deducted for the lack of real bacon at breakfast. She laughs, digs into her purse, hands me a business card. I have a problem with my home router. Do you? No, but I need an excuse to have you over for dinner. Brain stops. Rebooting. Oh, Friday, 7 p.m. Yes, I can do that. Good. She starts to walk away, then turns back. And Leslie, yeah, wear the hoodie, it looks good on you. Winks, leaves. Be me. Monday morning. Back at work. HR email. Thank you for attending. Please fill out this feedback form. Delete email. Boss walks by. How was it? Did you learn anything? Think about Mara. Think about the late night talks. Think about how I realized the world is a bit more complicated than I thought. Yeah, I say. I learned that sometimes the user interface is deceptive, but the backend code is solid. Boss looks confused. Okay, get back to work. Friday comes. Go to her place. She's wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants. No makeup. Still beautiful. We order pizza. She destroys me in Mario Kart. Like absolute massacre. She trash talks the whole time. Is this male fragility I'm sensing? She asks as she hits me with a blue shell. This is oppression, I reply. We laugh. Months pass. We start dating. It's not perfect. We argue about politics sometimes. She drags me to protests. I drag her to Fry's Electronics RIP. But we balance each other out. She teaches me to be more empathetic. I teach her that it's okay to turn off her phone and not save the world for one night. 1 year later, company holiday party. Brad is there. Still being Brad. He corners us. So you two are a thing. Myra puts her arm around me. Yeah, he's my IT support. Vital infrastructure. I grin. And she's the front end. Makes everything look good. Brad looks awkward. Well, good for you. He walks away. We go out to the balcony. Cold Seattle night. Looking at the city lights. You know, I say, if HR hadn't been incompetent, we never would have met. God bless bureaucratic failure, she says. She leans her head on my shoulder. Hey, Leslie. Yeah, you're still a nerd. I know, but you're my nerd. Does that make you a nerd by association? Don't push your luck. Kiss her. Feels good, man. That feeling when you accidentally joined the feminist revolution and won the game. Maybe the developers of this simulation know what they're doing after all. 1010 would accept mandatory training again.